Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't touch the hair.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
Uh-huh.
All right, is that good?
Don't touch.
I'm not touching.
Do I clap here or here?
Just clap it. Well, it's been a couple months since VIR, and I still reflect on it because there was a lot that happened that entire weekend. A lot of firsts, for sure. Most of Thursday really consisted of getting back into my groove on VIR, because we had done testing at VIR back in June just to get ready and prepared for the track, because we knew we were coming there. So I was kind of getting used to the track, getting back in the flow of everything, and just really starting to nitpick all the fine stuff that I had missed in June. So I really just started building up speed. I started getting more comfortable with the car, because especially with Lime Rock, I drove the car a lot more loosely than I usually would, so having a lot more slip angle and sliding the car out of corners more than I usually would. So I messed with that a lot more at VIR and really just stayed on the throttle pedal as much as I could. Not too shabby. I worked on the points that I wanted to work on. I didn't gain the amount of time I wanted, but that's racing. Overall, we made progress, and I think it was a good start for where it would put us at Friday, which was when we had our Road America makeup race. That was going to be interesting. We got one practice and then we have our makeup race right afterwards, so see what happens. Friday practice before the makeup race, I was definitely antsy. That entire practice, I kept going through my head how the makeup race would go, because I had Will behind me and a lot of the Legends drivers behind me, and I was starting second row inside. It was kind of nuts to think of that in my head the entire practice. It was time to drive the track and really make sure I had what I needed to make the makeup race as perfect as I could. We just finished up practice 1 here Friday, and I was able to cut off 4 seconds from where I was yesterday. I'm really excited for what the makeup race holds. The race start was interesting, for sure. I took a line that I usually would not have. I went into one, down deep, past Miller, and I got behind Andrew and stuck with him for about a lap or so, and then got by him and was in the lead for a pretty good majority of the first quarter of the race. By that time, it was probably half of the race to go, and I already know in the back of my head, I knew this from the beginning of the race, Will was gonna be up behind me at least by the 20-minute marker of the race. I kind of saw a radar in my head of where he was creeping up towards me. So by that time, my intuition had kicked in, and I was right. He was behind me, and I was like, I'm not gonna fight this. He's quick. I'm not gonna be the jerk on track that defends when he shouldn't be defending, because obviously the car behind him is faster. He gets by me, and I'm basically trying to learn off of him as much as I can. I know it, I don't see him in front of me anymore. And I call over the radio to Chris, and I'm like, something happened to Will? Like, he's not in front of me anymore. And I know he's not 20 seconds ahead of me. It turns out one of his hood latches had broken loose, and his hood came up, going down in the hog pen. So he had to pit, and they had to fix it. And it's weird thinking about it, because it's cool. It was kind of cool how the whole thing happened. At that point, after I heard it from Chris and I knew it in my head that this is my opportunity, I stayed as 100% as I could and wanted to make no mistake. I'm in first place and I have a huge gap, but there's always a chance. That was the longest 10 minutes of my entire life. I was going nuts inside of my head. At that point, I was kind of just driving autopilot. I was kind of just driving on the track, just being point on point with everything, as perfect as I could be. Making sure that if it's not 100%, it's 99.999%. And safe to say it worked. I finished the race, I won, and I got my first ever race win that weekend. Chris came over the radio, he was like, "You're a Mustang Cup race winner!" And I was like, just insane.
We won, baby! Oh my God.
Yes, sir!
Not the only one that's gonna burn weekend too.
I'm so proud of you. Way to go. Way to go.
I can't believe it. Good job.
Congratulations to our
The beautiful golden color of the leaves would be a distraction for most, but our drivers are likely laser focused on this fast and punishing track as we get ready for the Ford Mustang Cup.
Saturday, I'm still stoked from what happened, because that morning we actually had time to just sleep in, kind of relax.
This is it for the Miles Cup, last chance for a trophy.
I was directly behind Chase, which for Saturday, that was my only concern, was beating Chase. Because I beat Chase at Lime Rock, and if I won against him on the Saturday race, that would have put me second place in the Miles Cup Championship, as well as I was already second place in the Parnelli Cup Championship. So that would have made me second place overall, which was my ultimate goal after already winning a race.
The horses are out of the barn once again here in 2025, coming down into turn one. Already we got a little bit of smoke coming out of Chase Cochran's car.
Saturday was when the drama started. There was a lot of smoke coming from out underneath Chase's car, which already got me going. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a mess. So me not knowing what to do in this situation, realizing that it's oil, I should have pulled away and stayed offline to stay out of his mess. Well, guess what? This guy didn't.
There is that smoking bright green number 4 car. Everybody kind of giving a little bit more extra room behind this machine.
And that really kind of sucked, because at the beginning of the race, right as we started, I was bumper to bumper on him, just fighting hard, because I was like, this is it. This is what I gotta do. After about 2 laps during that race start of fighting him hard, my entire windshield was coked with oil from his car. The good part about that was he ended up pitting. The bad part is I'm driving in the blind and I can't see anything, because not only is my windshield coked with oil, I decided to hit the windshield wipers to get it off. Definitely didn't help. And then to make matters worse, we were driving at sunset and basically dusk. It was pretty dark outside.
And remember, yesterday, Kale Buhl got his very first professional win. Really big day for this young man, standing on top of the podium for his first time in his professional career. He talked about the confidence that it gives you.
I wasn't scared. I was definitely nervous, but I was just like, nope, do not pit. You got to keep going. You got to push. You're a race car driver. Look through it. Straight to the floor. I was like, I got to give it my all. I'm not going to give up.
I have to say, I'm impressed with the start that he's had, already up to 4th. Still sits in 2nd within his class. That's the more important thing points-wise for him.
So after that whole endeavor, I got 2nd place, and that's exactly what I aimed for at the end of the weekend. And then that kind of solidified all that my heart really desired that weekend, was to win a race and finish 2nd place in the championship.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday he got his first place. That was amazing. We were so excited. Not too long ago we met Max Verstappen, and every time before we go to bed we say, wow, we met Max Verstappen, and now it's going to be, wow, Kale got first place in a race. So 2 things to preach about every night. That's exciting. I love
Best
it.
woman ever.
I was like, for my first rookie season, I'd say 2nd place overall in the championship, not half bad.
11 races and hundreds of laps, and we come down to the very last of them here in Virginia. The Parnelli Cup wraps up our 2025 season for the Ford Mustang Cup.
Yeah, Sunday was fun. I will say the one moment that made Sunday so worth it was my highlight of the season pass on dive bombing Nick Smithers at the very end of the back straight. Him and I have had some insane races the entire year, and I think the entire weekend was just an ultimate. I mean, the way it all occurred, I was behind him for a little while, and I could kind of catch on to some of the things he was doing, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
Kale Buhl is going to try and separate Smither from his competitor. Gets a good run, but has no place to take it.
We were going down the back straight, and I pulled a fakie like I was going to be on the inside. So he came over to me, and then I pull a quick one straight back to the outside, and I dive bomb him.
Keeps it off the grass just barely. Kale Buhl flirting with the edges of the track, times it to perfection.
Which was stupid sketchy. I made it work though, and it was one of the craziest passes I think I've ever done, and I love that pass. And I think it just goes to show where my progression laid.
That was one of the first times that we've really seen Kale Buhl be extremely aggressive.
Everything about this entire season was amazing. If I look back at NOLA to now, just looking at myself at NOLA, and if I had a conversation with Kale back in April of what I've done, he would have been saying, wow, dude, pretty cool. This is some cool stuff. Starting from no experience to doing moves that a lot of advanced drivers do. I mean, looking back at Ozarks during my crash, I could have quit then and there. I could have been a sore loser and said, you know what, I'm not good enough for this. This isn't for me. I don't want to try again. I'm out. But I didn't. This is something I've looked forward to my entire life. Why stop now? I'm gonna pull it from Nike. Just do it. You can't wait for a start to come to you, because it never will. You have to be the person to make a start. A lot of people are gonna doubt you, and that's just reality. Either you do it or you never do it. Just do it. I always dreamt of being a race car driver and everything, but up until high school when Lila and I met, and I was trying to show off to her and tell her about my dreams and aspirations of being a race car driver, and not having anything to show for it was kind of where the start came from, because she was my secondhand affirmation that pushed me to do this.
I love Kale's mindset now, where he's like, just do it. There's no I can't. It was like, in the beginning, it was a lot of buts, and we're like, I don't know what I'm gonna drive on the track. Like, can I take Scarlett? What if she breaks? How are we gonna come up with the money? How can I start my own go into my own racing series? It's just like to see Kale sit here and then say to everybody, just do it. Just go ahead. And nobody sees the struggle and the levels that Kale went through every single race of like, can I do this? Am I able to do this? And I'm like, yeah, you are. I wouldn't lie. So proud. So proud. I mean, it's such a gift to see somebody you love do something they always wanted to do. And I think my favorite part about it is seeing his family too fall in love with this whole lifestyle as well. And I was like, Kale, you need to show them. You need to show everybody that this is what you're meant to do. And he did it.
It was huge because she was one of my biggest supporters. She's pushed me for all my dreams and aspirations and what I want to do. She was there for the track days when I started at the track. She was always there checking in on me, like, you got this.
And
I
the
love
puppies.
you. Yep, good boy. Those dogs have definitely become a part of our little racing endeavor. A rambunctious bundle of joy. A lot is still up in hands for next year, but I will say we are going back racing. And there will be a lot more of me to see on track, and there's a lot more that I have to show y'all because my journey is only just getting started, and this is the end of the beginning. It's a wrap.